while I wish I could say I was in Italy touring some beautiful ruins, this is actually the original columns for the U.S. Capitol. I'm here at the National Arboretum in Washington, D.C., about 10 minutes from my house. It's just inside the northeast border. And when you're doing plein air painting, as wonderful as it is to just wander the fields and the forest and get inspired, it's a good idea to scout out ahead of time, if you can, what you're looking for, what you're going to do. So places like the Arboretum are full of beautiful little scenic spots, and it's very well crafted to do it. It's a huge place. There's helicopters. There's a variety of different plant types. There's marshy bits, there's kind of dry plains, there's forest, there's meadow, and it's beautiful year-round. And one great thing about going to a place like this and scouting out where you want to paint ahead of time is that if you're able to come back and figure out where you're going to be, get your good angle on what you're going to paint or draw, if you can figure that out ahead of time, you can come back repeatedly to the exact same spot, get the exact same perspective, and do seasonal change studies. You know, this place looks drastically different throughout the year. We're in the middle of summer. It's a nice, beautiful, thankfully cloudy day. It's not terribly hot. In the spring, it is full of flowers and full of blossoms. And in the fall, so many of the leaves change colors. And then you can see the contrast with the evergreens they have in their collection. And then in the winter, this place doesn't become barren or stark, but it becomes very quiet. It's cold, not a lot of people come out, but it's still beautiful, and they have a whole winter garden. And so you can go to the same spot each time and plan throughout the year what you're going to paint, or come back throughout the year and paint this same area. And that's fantastic for painting out in the field. And if you just put a little forethought into it, you don't have any pressure to get it right the first time. You can actually sit, you can say, I want to do this is nice, and then you can sit and really absorb the scenery and really put that and express that absorption on paper or canvas or whatever you like. Also, if you scout out ahead of time, you can bring a camera, and I don't do a whole lot of photography for photography's sake to show you all, and I have a separate Tumblr for that. But I take lots and lots of reference photos for color, for texture, for plants in various stages of bloom, and a place like the Arboretum is fantastic for that. So let's walk around a little bit and plan out some plein air spots that I'll probably come back and do painting in later on. If you like birds and bird watching, this is a great place to do it. The different landscapes and different terrain types, single trees, low bushes and all of that, the forest bits, the swampy bits, offer a really great opportunity for bird watching. There's birds, every time I come here, there's birds I've never seen before, because they change depending on the time of year. They migrate through, some of them live here, year round. It's fantastic. And this is a great spot to think about setting up. Like that scene behind me, nice single tree, little bench, variety of shade and color, beautiful blues and greens. In the fall, what does that tree look like? Hopefully we can come back and see. Another one of my favorite places in the National Arboretum is the Bonsai Garden. Bonsai in, I think it's called Penjing Garden. Living plant sculptures. Ancient, tiny trees, very well crafted. And it's all free. It's all 100% free. So you should absolutely come and check it out. You can also do plein air studies of architecture and landscaping, gardenscaping. So a gateway like this, some nice benches like this. Park yourself and paint that. That's just as good. As beautiful as this entryway would be to sit and paint, this is not a good place for it because you're in the way. There's only one narrow gap, you know, and there's another doorway behind that's too narrow. So the thing about plein air painting is don't block traffic. Don't be that guy. I love bonsai. This one, 400 years old. Well, not quite the same as plein air painting. In my little rotten heart, it is perfectly acceptable to take reference photos of things that you wanted to paint, but you would be obnoxious and in the way, and paint those things later on your own, in your comfortable, not sweaty studio with a cold beer. Technically, no, it's not plein air painting, but it's your art, man. This would be an ideal location to sit and paint. Out of the way, on a comfy bench, you're in the shade, and the view from here gives you several points to focus on with interesting variety. If you sit here long enough, you can see people coming in through a path. Someplace like this for plein air painting is ideal. You really want to be part of the scenery yourself. You want to be out of the way and unobtrusive. So, I love it here. National Arboretum is a national park. It is part of the Smithsonian Institute. It is your and mine tax dollars at work, and frankly, one of the best investments we could make. So, I'm going to quit being a nerd and just enjoy the show. Enjoy the show of nature, the flowers, and all that jazz. So, thanks for hanging out with me for plein air studies and scouting out a couple locations on the National Arboretum. I hope you are safe and well fed wherever you are. I love you dearly, and I can't wait to see you again.